The Dodgers season is still very young, but struggles for Gavin Lux and James Outman are starting to stand out, starting to really stick out like a sore thumb. Today, I'm talking Lux and Outman, how far away they are from figuring it out at the plate, and who could take their place in the lineup if either continue to struggle. That's all on another edition of the All Dodgers podcast. First, I am Clint. Find me as Real FRG on the social media platforms. I host the Dodger Show here, All Dodgers, on my All Dodgers YouTube channel. Co-host the Dodgers Territory Show on the Foul Territory channel. Longtime baseball writer, sports editor, and I'm talking about the Dodgers all season long because that's just kind of what I do. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to talk about Lux. We're going to talk about James Outman, who have been part of a 7 through the 9 in the lineup, the bottom of the order, that has really looked bad to open the 2024 season. Yes, we're grasping at straws here. We got a team that is in first place. We got a team that can produce offense at a high clip thanks to the top of the order. But when you got a couple of guys here in Outman who's hitting 125 and Lux who's hitting 156, both of these numbers are entering play on Monday. Plus Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez are struggling in the lineup when they're getting in there, but this episode isn't necessarily about them. The season is about 2 weeks old, but if there is a clear area of concern, it's the bottom of the lineup, and obviously, different little parts of the bullpen. But again, we're not talking about the bullpen. We're talking about just Lux and Outman specifically. In this case, I will say again, thankfully, the top of the lineup has kind of masked a lot of those early issues at the bottom of the lineup. Mookie started hard. Shohei Ohtani has really caught on fire over the last week or so. But if this team stands a chance in October, going all the way through, winning a World Series, they're going to need to be firing on all cylinders up and down the lineup. So let's talk Outman. So with Outman, we're struggling with the fastball. We're struggling particularly with the high cheddar in the zone, that chest high cheddar. He's striking out a ton. Overall, doesn't seem to be putting together always the most competitive at-bats at the plate, and we're starting to see him get benched a little bit more of late, particularly over the last week, sitting against 3 lefty opposing starting pitchers that the Dodgers have faced. We see the quote on the screen here. Dave Roberts says it's not a platoon. The team is just trying to give Outman time to get his swing and his head back on track, at least so many words. That's what Dave is saying here. We've seen Outman go through this. We've seen him go through the struggles. He had a very, very nice, Rookie of the Month open to his season last year, and then kind of spiraled. Things started falling apart, and it took him a while to get back on track, but we have seen him get back on track in his career before, and I think that's what the Dodgers are holding out for. And again, that's something they kind of can hold out for right now. Still very early. You got time to not pull the ripcord, not push the panic button quite yet. Let's talk now Gavin Lux. We know with Lux, it's a lot working against the kid. He had surgery, missed the last year, coming off the knee injury. The Dodgers say they want to be mindful of that, and rightfully so. They should be. But I argued towards the end of spring training that maybe if he wasn't ready to go, maybe he shouldn't be out there. Maybe they shouldn't have moved him off of short to second base and tried to force him into the lineup, force his bat into the lineup when the bat isn't quite there right now. Maybe he's not quite ready to go, and it looks a little bit like that. It looks at the plate like maybe some things are wrong. For what it's worth, Lux said in recent days that he's starting to see some more stuff on tape that he's working to fix, particularly with the front leg, the right leg, the lead leg, or the leg that he injured. This is his landing leg, so he's if he's on, I don't know, I guess this doesn't really help. You guys can't see my foot. It just looks like I'm kind of having a little bit of a seizure here, but it's the leg that he kind of leans on and hinges his swing around. So he says here, we see the quote, he's landing a little taller, landing stiff leg in his swing, and it's leading to some very clear bat to ball issues that we're seeing, of course. This was also one of those concerns that I had brought up back in February if we were looking for very early spring training things to worry about or complain about. It's like, will that lead leg, will his base lead to swing issues, like mentally not being able to kind of let it rip, swing wise. I don't know that that's his situation right now. I don't know if the stiffness is there because he's mentally limited, if he's worried about it, or if it's just still kind of some of the wear and tear in the scar tissue of getting back into the rhythm of a season. You know, we noted in one of the recent articles on Orange County Register from great writer Bill Plunkett, Lux had noted like getting into the rhythm of playing 9 innings again, the travel that comes with a big league season. There's a lot, like I said at the open of this Lux segment here, there's a lot working against him, but it seems like maybe, just maybe, it's a combination. Maybe it's a combo of some of the mental. It's a combo of a little bit of physical limitation still in that front leg. So now you wonder, maybe could a change be coming at some point for either of these two struggling pieces? Maybe less so for Lux if he appears to be, chasing something down the rabbit hole of finding a solution to his swing. We're hearing a little bit less about that on the Outman front right now, but at this point in time, again, this is Monday the 8th. The Dodgers are currently playing the Twins while I'm recording this. The Dodgers are going to give Gavin Lux and James Outman at least 3 or 4 more weeks to figure it out. At this pace, if they're playing at this pace, though, would not be surprised to see it be a shorter leash. I'd argue for less either way. If we're saying a couple of dudes hitting under 200 for 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, I'd really consider maybe trying to get them back on track elsewhere, out of the big bright lights of Los Angeles a little bit sooner. But hey, it's still early. The team is in first place in the National League West. You got a little bit of leash on your own there. You got a little bit of leash as a very, very dominant ball club to figure some things out. But if the Dodgers do decide to pull the plug and give either of these players, whoever's struggling the worst at the time, a bit of that mental reset back at AAA, old friend Miguel Vargas has had a pretty nice start to his 2024 season with Oklahoma City. Again, these are all numbers entering play on Monday, but he's 10 for 42 with 5 extra base hits. 3 of those have gone for homers. OPS over 1,000 entering play on Monday. Exclusively playing left field. I'm sure he can get back into the rhythm of playing second base again if they decide to go that route. There's a lot of optionality with this team. We know that if they decide to pull the plug in center, you could plug Kike Hernandez there or CT3 there. Both of those guys have their own swing struggles for sure. Or at second base, you could probably plug either of those guys in there if you want to keep your infield as it is, or they move Mookie Betts back to second and have Miguel Rojas as your starting shortstop, and then I guess Vargas is just kind of there as a bench bat at that point. So on Vargas, yes, he struggled himself bad last year, but the reports say he said, he developed a few bad habits with that broken finger that he had, that he suffered early in spring training last year. Just developed a whole bunch of not ideal swing cues, I guess we'll say, for himself. He had a full off season. He's worked on some things, and they say he's feeling a lot better. And the numbers show, again, so far early in the season in AAA. So we did have this conversation, a different version of this conversation, last week on the Thirsty Thursday stream with my new producer, Mr. Kevin Skinner. I'm going to play that clip here. It's about, I don't know, I think it's like 6 minutes long. I should probably know how long it was. I think it was 6 minutes anyways. But I think there was some good conversation in there, kind of talking through the Lux, talking through the Outman, segmenting it up, and then moving the conversation forward, trying to roll it forward, well, finding the positive, finding hopefully solutions down the road. But anyways, enough words, enough stalling. Here is the clip, and then we'll come back, button it up, and get out of here. We got to talk about Gavin Lux and James Outman, who are, we'll just say, I'll be nice about it and say they're having a slow start to their season. It feels to me like they're hitting the ball pretty damn hard, but maybe it's a bad luck situation for them. What do you feel in your infinite Dodger core about what we're seeing so far out of these dudes?
So actually I looked at both of them. They both only have 7 hits that StatCast would qualify as a hard hit ball. So that's anything hit 95 or more miles an hour. So they both only have 7. So they're actually not hitting the ball
I would say the last
quite
couple
as
of
hard.
days they had a few rocket shots that were kind of atom balls, which tells me they're starting to come back a little bit.
James Outman more so than Gavin Lux. James Outman had 4 in the last 2 games. So that tells me he's maybe getting something back on track. James Outman has a 176 BABIP, so that's a batting average of balls in play. Typically, that number hovers around 300 is usually what we consider like normal. So he is very much in line for some regression to the mean. So he's slashing 120, 267, 120, which is horrendous. But with that 176 batting average or BABIP, we should see that tick up, especially like we just mentioned. He has 4 hard hit balls in play or in the last 2 games. So I think he's starting to find his swing. Gavin Lux is kind of the really scary one to me. So like defensively, he's been fine. He only has 7 hard hit balls all year. That's in quite a few more plate appearances than James Outman. But he has a 250 BABIP. Like there's not much room really for improvement there. He's in the first percentile in barrel rate, and he's never in his career been great at barreling up the ball. His expected numbers, like his xWOBA is 301, his expecting batting average is 272. So like you could argue that maybe he's getting some bad luck, but there's a little bit more to be concerned with Lux at the plate than Outman. I think Outman, like there was that one rocket shot into right field that just like landed straight into somebody's glove. You're like,
yeah, again, both it's like borderline bad luck. Maybe it's as bad luck as Dodgers fans in this situation. Lux, 5 for 25 on the season. Just the 1 extra base hit so far. I think he has 2 extra base hits, including spring training in all of 2024. So, I mean, this was the bat that we were told, oh my God, this guy needs to be in the lineup. We will move him to second base and we'll put Mookie at shortstop because Lux's bat is so damn good. Early, but we're waiting on it. We are waiting on that bat. I agree with what our producer Kevin here is saying. I think we are closer to seeing Outman, and I mean the stats don't lie. So we're closer to seeing Outman break out of it than we are Lux.
And he's done it before. Last year he slumped like in June and July, and then the back half of the season he was great.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is there's more reason to believe in Outman breaking out of it as well than Lux, because Lux hasn't really done it. He had the one off year in 21, came out in 22, hit well, got injured, and then hasn't really like been the same hitter since that neck injury in the middle of 2022. So we have no idea if he can adjust to what he's saying.
Yeah,
and with Outman too, one more thing, he's also just not hitting fastballs, which like his expected batting average, expected batting average on his fastball goes like tanks, but he's seeing off speed and breaking pitches just fine. So if he can just hit a high fastball, he should be fine.
There's a hitting coach, Kevin, as well, right there.
Exactly. Just hit the high fastball, guys.
Just go there. Just hit the if you see a pitch, just hit it. Make go far. Just trot around the bases. Easy game. On Lux, we can still credit the fact, or we can still at least acknowledge the fact that, yeah, this is a guy that missed an entire year. Still maybe going through some of the comeback and growing pains with his knee situation. I'm sure that doesn't necessarily help your swing mentally when you have a bum leg, or you feel like you might have a bum leg under you, even though he's fully healed, he's ready to go, he's looking pretty decent when he's moving, when he's running. You know, the sprint speed I think is still pretty damn close to what it's been. I have not looked up the numbers, so you guys know me for years, not a huge number guy personally. I'm all about that eye test, but some of the things are there for Luxy, but you just gotta, I don't know if you give him time here or if you give him time in AAA, and if you do at AAA, you know, who do you bring up afterwards? That this is kind of sort of the issues, or not even an issue. This is where the Dodgers sort of find themselves, and we're seeing right now it's not that huge of a deal. They're still winning. They're still 7-2. So to kind of have to just let Lux kind of do his thing, as opposed to trying to fix something that is broken but not necessarily a problem. just turn up the radio is what I'm saying. And when your car starts making that weird noise, just crank up the radio and that fixes it. Or, blast a few more Mookie or Shohei Bombas and, a couple more Freddie Freeman doubles in there. So good stuff there from the new guy, Kevin. Give Kevin a shout out. Give Kevin a thumbs up in this video, or give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed Kevin's contributions to the show, to the channel. He will be around here on the channel a lot more, and I appreciate him joining me and giving me a talking board, something to talk, bounce ideas off of in the middle of a stream, a show, whenever things are going on. I do like there at the end, me kind of talking about this team right now kind of has the ability to just turn up the radio and not listen to the misfire, but there is a misfire at the bottom of the lineup, and it starts in cylinder Lux and cylinder Outman. But what do you think? What do you think the team, what do you want to see the team do? Should they pull the plug on Lux? And if so, how long, what do they need to do? What do these guys need to do to kind of figure it out? Let me know. Just general thoughts about Lux and Outman. Are we being too harsh trying to find things to sort of complain about or nitpick about early in the season? Or is 2 weeks enough of a sample size to start raising some red flags? At any rate, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Trying to get to 7,000 subscribers before the end of this video, which is going to be impossible to do, but we'd like to get to 7,000 subscribers. Please help us in that journey. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Check out Monday's edition of Dodgers Territory with myself and Alana Rizzo on the Foul Territory Network, where we welcome Baseball America prospects insider Jeff Pontes as we spoke about some guys, another one of the names we could see coming up here to help in this Lux Outman situation. Andy Pajes is also a little bit of talk about, I got the bobblehead back there, Dalton Rushing, and the future superstar potential maybe of Josue De Paula. A whole bunch of stuff in there, good stuff with myself, Alana, and Jeff, as always, even though Jeff isn't there as always, but good stuff. Go check it out. I'm gonna stop talking there. I am Real FRG on the social media things. You guys see it right here. Follow me there if you feel like it. If not, do it either way. This is also a podcast. If you can't watch these things live, go check it out. iTunes, Spotify, iHeart. Leave a review if you can. Those sorts of things really help out. And I'll see you on the next one.